You do not struggle to breathe. You do not struggle to walk. You do not struggle to do the natural things that you are created to do. But each time you struggle to do all of these things, the best advice is to go check yourself. You are not healthy. Something is wrong with you. You need to go to the hospital to meet a professional to help you heal. Now, this brings me to the topic of today. When you are struggling, find yourself not being a feminine woman. Something is wrong somewhere. That means there's something that needs to be healed. There are deep-rooted pains that has been untapped. No one has felt that need to be touched. And when this thing is being touched, you can easily and simply connect to your femininity. Today, we are going to talk about why you have been struggling to be a feminine woman. If this kind of topic is what you like, why don't you stick around? Stick around! My name is Ify and this is my channel. If this is the first time you're visiting this channel, why don't you go ahead and click on the like button. Now, there is no greater wound on a child than that of her unhealed parents. But before I get into this conversation, I need us to understand who a feminine woman is. A feminine woman is relaxed, compassionate, always in touch with her emotions, easygoing. She is all of these things. And we live in a society where a woman is cautioned, don't be loud. You are a woman. Sit properly. You are a woman. Don't do this, don't do that. But all of this social conditioning are morally okay. But the question is, why is it so hard for her to exhibit her natural traits as a woman? Society has forgotten that a feminine woman has gone through a whole bunch of traumatic experiences, deep-rooted trauma. This trauma was handed over by parents, mother, father, and she has to absorb all of these things, and the war rages. It seems like there has been a gender crisis between herself, how to connect with herself. And each time I hear people saying woman is not like this one, I used to say things like, why don't you think about why she's the way she is? Of course, we all have both feminine and masculine traits. Naturally, if I am around a masculine man, I will surrender. I will naturally surrender and allow him to lead because he is the man. And naturally, when I am with a feminine man, I will find myself leading because he is not doing the things he was supposed to do. And this is what has been happening to multitude of women. Women who are in a relationship where they are the provider, they are the ones who pay the school fees, they are the ones who take care of everything by themselves. And they find themselves being masculine. So before we talk about the feminine woman, we have to talk about healing. Healing from her emotional wounds, healing from her sex wounds, healing from her abuse, abandonment abuse, healing from all sorts of spheres that she is trying to connect. Because naturally, this masculinity, which is supposed to be of protection, provision, and all of that, supposed to come. But when she does not find this coming her way, she becomes the one who protects herself. Protecting herself becomes a natural thing for her because the man or the person who is supposed to play this role does not play this role. And this didn't just happen today. This has been happening way back from our mothers, great-grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers who has gotten to internalize and they have conditioned her to be in a certain way. I grew up in Africa society. My hometown, my village. In my hometown where I grew up, I watched mothers growing up how they would tie their baby at the back and carry the seeds of what they want to plant in the farm. Livelihood is based in farming. So women most times go to farm Monday to Saturday to provide for their family. While the man will just follow them with the knife to the farm work. And I watch all of these things as it unfold. And I'll be asking myself those days, but they are stronger. These are the men. Why don't they carry the big loads? So when we get to the farm, these women will start removing the seeds. While they are doing that, they are breastfeeding baby, taking care of baby. And after work, they carry what they need, like the firewood, what they bring from the farm. They get home, they continue cooking. And most of these women are either fourth, third, second, fifth, first wives. So what that means is that you are not seen, you are not recognized. Your sexual needs are not met in any way. Most often they're not. And you dare not talk. Why would you talk? You are a woman. Sit down. So while all of these things keep happening, we see these women struggle. They pay their children's school fees because when it comes to polygamous home, there's this level of jealousy that comes in with everyone, and you want to protect your own children. Find way to provide food for their family. She has switched naturally to her masculine traits. While she's doing that, mind you, her daughter is seeing that this thing doesn't feel good, but they are doing it. They are angry, frustrated, bitter. And most times, they carry this pain to their children. And their children carry this pain onward. So the burden is always on the woman. And some of these children are sexually abused. Why talking about this feminine woman? I remember a talk I had with a very close friend of mine. She's quite an older woman. She had stroke at 55 years. She had high blood pressure. She told me that these were the things that she incurred in her early years of marriage, when she would have to go out to work to pay her children's school fees. And one day it was raining so much. She remembered this particular event because she was telling me the story and she felt the pain of the story. She said she needed to go and get money from someone who promised her money. And then when she came back, her husband was in the room sleeping. She didn't know when she fell up, fighting, nagging, struggling. These are the problems. You see, you find yourself doing what you are not supposed to do. If I enter a plane today and I found out that the pilot is incompetent, I'm not going to be fine. I'll be shaking like, oh my God, are we going to land safely? Is it going to be okay? She said all of those thinking, thoughts, fear is what she's suffering today. So if you know that you enter into a plane and the pilot is not okay, you know what happens to you? You are never going to be comfortable. And that's exactly what happens to this woman. So when you are comfortable that a masculine person with you will take care of these things, do it very well, handle it better, you are relaxed. Your natural feminine traits come out naturally. It's not going to be a struggle. It's not going to be pain. So you lack trust. When a woman lacks trust in her relationship, she struggles. She struggles to bring forth her femininity because she doesn't trust that if she doesn't do it, nobody's going to do it for her. So she has to juggle between all of these things. When she keep quiet, because I asked her, why don't you relax and allow him to do his job? She said she has done that over time and her kids ended up staying home. It's so hard. So this is number one, when you lack trust with your partner. Yeah. Another one is unhealed hurts. Now, this unhealed hurt is one reason why most women struggle to be feminine. Now, I was having a conversation with most of my friends, and this one, when we were talking about how we're growing up, how we grew up, we went down into the abuse we incurred and how they forced us to forgive our abusers. They go by, hey, but you have to forgive now. Why don't you forgive? When people tell me to forgive my abusers, I see that as, you being emotional dismissal. Like seriously, I'm not supposed to struggle with forgiveness because forgiveness comes naturally. I'm supposed to heal. Let's talk about healing, because when I heal naturally, forgiveness comes so naturally. And this is the part nobody wants to talk about, because healing is going to bring about change, and that change is going to disrupt or change some things that you do not want to change, and that becomes the problem. So the problem we are facing today is multiple problem of unhealed women. When I want to be who I am, blossom, shine, radiate, you are putting a stop on me, judging me, labeling me, calling me names. But that's okay. We've gotten to a level of shifts of consciousness and things are shifting. So what I tell women today is you have these core reasons of lack of trust and unhealed hurts. You need to make peace with these things. You need to get to the roots to heal yourself, because you need to heal. You need to tap into your femininity, because that is what is going to free you. The reason why we hurt this bad is because somewhere along the line, we have lost understanding. You shouldn't get to understand the pattern and define the kind of life you want. The kind of life that is authentic. The kind of life that is not scared to be who you are. The kind of life that liberates you from every judgment and anything that they be tagged on you, because you're going to heal. They do not understand the deep-rooted generational trauma that we have to bear as adult children to be who we are. But they don't need to understand. We need to understand and heal by ourselves. Because when I heal myself, I'm healing the next girl. I'm healing my neighbor. I'm healing the generation, because a hurt done to me is a hurt done to the whole generation. Go heal, girl. We can do it. Are you struggling being a feminine woman? Have you experienced some of unhealed hurts in you? What are the things that you felt that is not fair, that you have endured and you're still struggling to heal? Get into the comment section and share these things with me, and I promise you, I'm going to go right into there and reply to your comments. If this content is what you like, why don't you go ahead and click on the like button, subscribe to this channel so that this channel will be recommended to much people. Thank you.